afternoon, America's High School 2015 graduates, family, and friends. My name is Andrea Castañeda, and I am the Student Body Vice President.
My name is Monica Vasquez, and I am Student Body Vice President.
At this time, would you please stand for the presentation of colors led by the America's Naval Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps, the National Anthem sung by senior choir members, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the Texas Pledge. Please remain standing in silence until the colors have left the building.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. this time, I would like to introduce our senior class Vice President, Christian Puentes.
Good afternoon. Please bow your heads. As we, the senior class of 2015, conclude this chapter in our lives, we thank you for the many blessings that we have received in the form of caring parents, teachers, and friends. We praise you for being with us through difficult times these past 4 years, and we ask that you remain with us and guide us as we leave the shelter of America's high school and take our individual journey into the future. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Thank you. Good evening. I am the proud principal of America's High School, Patricia Cuevas. I'd like to welcome our parents, our family, our friends, school board members, Dr. Espinosa, cabinet members, principals, and teachers of America's High School to the commencement ceremony as we celebrate the accomplishment of the class of 2015. I would like to thank the parents of each of the graduates who have worked so diligently to help their child reach this important milestone. Our graduates have also achieved this moment with the guidance of their teachers. Will the Trailblazer faculty please stand and be recognized? Will all the charter faculty members please remain standing? Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to take the time to thank Operational Services, our PR department, Glamour Shots, Herf Jones, and all of our partners in education for your continued support and hard work for our Trailblazers. It is my honor to introduce our guests seated on stage tonight. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jose Espinosa. SISD Board President, Ms. Angelica Rodriguez. SISD Board Vice President, Mr. Tony Ayub. SISD Board Secretary, Gary Gandara. SISD Board of Trustee, Mr. Hector Gonzalez. SISD Board of Trustee, Ms. Cynthia Nájera. SISD Board of Trustee, Mr. Paul Guerra. SISD Board of Trustee, Mr. Michael Nájera. At this time, I would also like to recognize the Superintendent's Cabinet. Please stand to be recognized. Also on the stage are my colleagues and my friends, the principals from the America's High School feeder pattern. Please stand as I call your name to be recognized. Principal of John Drugan School, Mr. Heriberto Garcia. Principal of Clark Middle School, Mr. Thomas Redlinger. Principal for Sierra Vista Elementary, Ms. Christine de la Cruz. Principal for Loma Verde Elementary, Ms. Dinah Lopez. Principal for Vista del Sol, Ms. Irma Rodriguez. Principal for Myrtle Cooper, Ms. Leticia Terrazas. I would also like to thank our awesome assistant principals, counselors, and student activities directors. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you. To my graduates, the class of 2015, I've thought about what I would say to you, what it is that I want you to take away from everything. And so it really comes down to three things. One, is that no act of kindness, big or small, goes unnoticed. It'll make a difference, specifically as you develop your character and your integrity. 2, be bold, self-assured, and confident. We all experience difficulty and fear at different times at our lives, but when we face that difficulty and fear head-on, it develops courage, and that courage will change the world. The third thing is to celebrate your uniqueness, that trait of being distinctive, rare, one of a kind. Don't wait for someone else to take action. It is your uniqueness that qualifies you to do the impossible. Because remember, you are trailblazers and you will change the world. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jose Espinosa to the podium. I have known this gentleman to be a champion of students. Welcome, Dr. Espinosa.
Good afternoon, Trailblazer Nation. It's an honor for me to address America's class of 2015 and all of our families and friends who are here today. Es un honor para mí felicitar a todos los graduados y a sus familias que están con nosotros hoy. Graduates, as I stand before you today from this podium, I must say that this is one incredible, incredible view. And I wish that you could see yourselves through my eyes right now. And here's why. Because in front of me, I see the doctors who will find the cure to cancer. I see the teachers who will educate the next generation of leaders. The computer programmers who will run our high-tech world. The soldiers who will defend our country and protect our freedom. The athletes who will win medals and championships. And the geniuses who will invent the next big thing. Graduates, when I see you, I see greatness. All of you have the potential to achieve greatness, every single one of you. However, reaching greatness isn't easy. You have to beat the odds in order to win. And today, before we thank a couple of group of individuals, I would like to share with you 3 keys to winning in life and becoming great in whichever field of study or work that you decide to pursue. The following acrostic will help you remember how to win. W, work hard. I can do it attitude. N, never give up. Graduates, if you're not working hard to become great, you're losing ground to someone who is. And as you enter college, the workforce, or the military, you have to increase the intensity of your efforts. You have to practice harder, study longer, push yourself to higher levels and abilities. And remember, always remember to never hope for it more than you work for it. And graduates, if you have an I can do it attitude, anything is possible. Attitude is beyond question an important part of any successful journey. Many people believe that attitude is affected by what others say or do. But the truth is, what you say to yourself is what has the greatest impact on your success. You must believe in yourself and continue to say, yes, I can. And right now in a little bit, as you walk this stage to receive your high school diploma in front of your parents, your family, and friends, make sure you tell this world, yes, I did. Last but definitely not least, graduates, if you want to achieve greatness, you can never give up on your dreams or your goals. Every successful person has a story, including your parents, that includes overcoming obstacles to get where he or she is today. The road to success will not be easy. It's not going to be easy. But as you stumble along the way and make mistakes, learn what to do and what not to do the next time you try. Don't stop until you accomplish everything you set out to do. There's a legendary coach from the Green Bay Packers by the name of Vince Lombardi, and he put it best. He put it best when he said, always remember this, when he said, winners never quit and quitters never win. Graduates, if you work hard, have a I can do it attitude and never give up, you will win and you will achieve greatness. And from where I stand here, and as I was walking in and I was sitting down, I look around the arena here, and I also see greatness in your proud parents, your grandparents, your brothers, your sisters, and entire family. So I would like for all of our parents and grandparents to please stand and be recognized. Padres y abuelitos, por favor, pónganse de pie para ser reconocidos. Students, help me thank them. Thank you, parents and grandparents, for the sacrifices you made and the love and support you provided to ensure the success of your children. Gracias, padres y abuelitos y familia, por los sacrificios que hicieron y por el amor y apoyo que dieron para asegurar el éxito de sus hijos. Also, and Ms. Cuevas recognized them earlier, and I think it's important that we recognize them again, because this important group has been an important part as to why you're sitting here today. And that is the greatness that I see obviously in Ms. Cuevas, the assistant principal, the teachers, the support staff, and all Socorro Independent School District employees. If you're here, please stand and be recognized. Teachers, principals, please, if you work in the Socorro Independent School District, please stand and be recognized. We are Team SISD, and I want to thank you, teachers, administrators, and staff, for the long hours you work and the huge heart with which you serve to ensure the success of our graduates. And also see greatness, and they were introduced earlier, in our Board of Trustees. Board members, please stand and be recognized, the best board members in the state of Texas and this country. I want to thank the trustees for the countless hours that you volunteer and the endless support that you provide to our outstanding school district. Class of 2015, I want to thank you for inspiring greatness in all of us as we work together as a team to ensure your success. Make no mistake about it, on graduation day at 3 o'clock this afternoon at the Don Haskins Center, all graduates, we are all winners. America's Trailblazers, class of 2015, congratulations. Congratulations to the Trailblazer Nation.
Thank you, Dr. Espinosa. We truly appreciate your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please help me welcome Senior Class President Daniel Moran.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a very emotional day. It is a day in which friends and family get together to remember the moments in which 4 years have brought us. These 4 years made us become the men and women we are today in different ways. Some joined sports, others clubs, others made new friends, others found passion in hobbies and classes, and some encountered love and or tragic moments. Regardless what our high school experiences were like, I feel like today we should remember them with reverence and nostalgia. For it was those experiences which have influenced us the most since we went through them at a time when we were maturing, which is why these memories are so unforgettable. Today, do not see this as a sad one, but it's a joyful one, because we were able to gather memories that we will carry on forever, and nobody can take those memories away from us. These experiences were shared by a few or several other people. They share our laughters, our cries, our happy moments, and I want to ask you a favor. I want you all to think of those people and put them in your hearts and keep them there. And after this ceremony, tell them how much you love them. It was a great ride these 4 years, and now we prepare ourselves to use the lessons and values that we earn and put them into practice in the real world. I know you can do great things. Do not take for granted your skills, talents, potentials, but rather embrace them, protect them, encourage yourself to become a better person. For these 4 years, we're supposed to prepare us to become great members of society as well as great contributors. I truly wish you all the best luck and have a great day.
Thank you, Daniel. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please help me welcome our student body president, Ms. Guadalupe Garcia.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Good afternoon, everyone. 4 years ago, I came to Americas High School, a new student from Chihuahua. I knew no one. I struggled fitting in with people, in classes, and the language itself. I did not know that we had a class rank system or even organizations on campus. During my freshman year, I was too lazy to take literature class, so I took AVID instead. I did not know what I was stepping into, but this organization gave me all the tools necessary in order to succeed. I enrolled in AP classes, became a member of Student Council, DECA, among other organizations. I would always get so excited when we had pep rallies, drum lines, football games, and lunch activities. I could never get enough of it, and now that I think back, it was you seniors that made it so fun. I'm not gonna lie, these 4 years were really fun, but what I enjoyed the most was spending time with all of you, like student council meetings, DECA trips, and even studying for those hard pre-cal exams. Seniors, after 4 years, we were ready to receive the piece of paper that proves to universities that we are worthy. We worked hard to get to this point, but we didn't do it by ourselves. So thank you, parents, for supporting us all the way through. And thank you, teachers, coaches, and administration for sharing your knowledge with us. You all set the bar high and challenged us to live up to it. Mrs. Varela and Mrs. Luna, thank you for being the greatest sponsors of all time. Papá, mamá, hermanos, amigos y familia presente, gracias por su amor y apoyo incondicional. Sin ustedes no sería la persona que soy ahorita. Espero y sepan que los amaré hasta el fin de los tiempos. Papá, mamá, son mis mejores amigos y hoy cumplimos una meta de las muchas que vienen. Son mi todo. Los amo.
Thank you, Lupita. At this time, I would like to recognize the top 10% of the class of 2015 who are wearing gold gowns. signifying their hard work and dedication. Will all of the top 10% please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. I now have the honor of recognizing the top 10 outstanding scholars of the class of 2015. They are wearing white gowns to signify the excellence that they've attained. As I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Our number 10 student will attend the University of Texas at El Paso, the daughter of Carlos and Araceli Salazar, with a GPA of 98.83, Ms. Karina Amanda Salazar. Our number 9 student will attend the University of Texas at El Paso. He is the son of Philo and Lourdes Ramirez, with a GPA of 99.10, Jonathan Ray Ramirez. Our number 8 will attend the University of Austin. He is the son of Arturo and Gloria Navarro, with a GPA of 99.35, Mr. Alexis Segovia. Our number 7 student will attend the University of Texas at El Paso, the son of Carmen Chavira, with a GPA of 99.37, Mr. Carlos Alberto Chavira. Our number 6 student will attend the University of Texas at El Paso, the daughter of Jesus and Maria de Jesus Acevedo, with a GPA of 99.46, Ms. Celeste Acevedo. Our number 5 student will attend the University of Texas at Austin, the daughter of Jose and Elena Villa, with a GPA of 99.65, Ms. Luz Elena Villa. Our number 4 student will attend the University of Texas at El Paso, the son of Jesus Burciaga and Cruz Ortiz, with a GPA of 100.09, Mr. Jesus Ramon Burciaga. Our number 3 student will attend the University of Texas at Austin, son of Gustavo and Fabiola Jaques, with a GPA of 100.57, Mr. Cesar Jaques. It is my honor to introduce the next top 10 student, ranked number 2 in his class, with a GPA of 101.7. He will be attending the University of Texas at Austin, son of Luis Eduardo Moran and Gabriela Baraza, Mr. Daniel Moran.
Being here before you is a great accomplishment. When people come to me and ask me what my secret was to achieve what I've done, my answer is determination, hard work, the motivation to achieve my full potential, and the will to make sacrifices in order to receive something better in the long run. But also, I got love and support from my loved ones. I used to think that I was a very independent person and that I was doing everything for myself, by myself. The truth is that whenever I did something, there was always somebody there that somewhere or another helped me. Whenever I would encounter the crossroad, it was easy to know which one was the right path. The only issue is that the right path, for most of the time, is the hard path. Therefore, I needed a little push. And I was lucky enough to have friends, teachers, coaches, and relatives who helped me through those hard times, making these difficult moments not so difficult after all. Sometimes, to stop stressing about something, I need a little slap on the face. Brandon Avila did it like twice. Or to receive a message in colorful language, you know what I mean? Miguel Payan. Also did it like 2 or 3 times. But regardless of what method was used, somebody always helped me get up every time I fell. I have to say, I am a blessed person. I encounter a lot of individuals that I see today, and I have a lot of appreciation towards them. With different goals, we became friends. I see you all, and I see a lot of potential and success coming for you. Cesar, I know you're going to become a billionaire. Carlos Shavira, Isaac Reese, Rosana, I know you're going to be great engineers, as well as Jorge, Alexis, petroleum engineers. I see it. You know, I learn a lot from you guys, and I'm very thankful. Brandon, medicine, Alma, Valerie, I just see you right now because you've talked to me, and I hear you, and I know what you've been through. I know the experiences that we've shared. That's a very beautiful feeling to be able to say, I have a lot of friends that got my back, and I got their backs. So what I'm trying to say, the reason why I'm saying all these names and all the majors that they're going in, is to put emphasis that we have different goals, but one of them in common, to be successful. And in the end, our friendship grew as the years went by. You know, I do believe when people say, do everything for yourself because you only have to prove yourself. Yes, do it for yourself, but please don't do it by yourself. Find other people that will help you, because together we will accomplish more things. You know, there's 7 billion people in the world, and to want to do everything by yourselves, it's very selfish, and I feel like you're trapping yourself. I've learned this throughout high school, and I'm glad that I learned it in high school, not afterwards. That's the best advice that I can give you right now, to feel appreciation and gratitude rather than remorse. Trust me, it makes everything feel easier. Por último, quiero agradecer a mi familia, a los Morán y a los Barraza, y también a los Barragán, que estos últimos años me han ayudado. Pues he recibido mucha ayuda y cariño de ustedes, y me siento obligado el aprovechar este tiempo para decir que se los agradezco mucho y que los quiero demasiado. Sin ustedes, yo sé por ello, que no estuviese aquí en este lugar con mis logros. Son mi motivo por el cual yo sigo adelante y espero los haya enorgullecido. Thank you everyone once again, and have a great future.
Thank you, Daniel. Now, the class of 2015 is pleased to present the valedictorian. With a GPA of 102.6, she will be attending Texas Tech University. The daughter of Dr. McSwarren Sinigasam and Sangha McSwarren, Ms. Shambhavi McSwarren.
Hey. You know, I don't really know how I feel about being up here. Because, 6 years ago, my brother graduated at the top of his class, and he was only 16. And 3 years ago, my sister also graduated at the top of her class, and her speech was really funny. But now I'm up here, and I'm not 16, and I'm not funny. So where does that leave me? For most of my life, I've tried really hard to live up to all of the expectations placed upon me. But I haven't done a very good job. My parents thought I would be some type of child prodigy like my older brother. Instead, I turned out to be a rather hyperactive child who preferred to play outside instead of with math equations. My teachers thought I would be more outspoken and a literary genius like my older sister. But the truth is, I can't write an essay to save my life, and I was so quiet the first 2 years of high school, some people actually thought I was mute. But it's not like I didn't try to be good at those things. I really did. When I was little, I would wake up extra early to do some practice problems. And every day before class, I would give myself a little pep talk saying, today would be the day I raise my hand. Today would be the day I talk to someone. But it never really worked out. I could never get the right answer, and I never brought myself to raise my hand. because I was too afraid that I would get the wrong answer, that I would never be like my older siblings, and that I would end up disappointing everyone. So I was constantly frustrated and upset with myself because I could never be like my older siblings. I could never be them until I realized that that's just it. I can't be them because I'm not them. I am me. I am Krishna. I'm not Samanthi. I'm not Kishore. I'm not anyone else but me. After I realized this, things turned out for the better. I learned that instead of English, I'm much better at the piano. I learned that instead of trying to force myself to talk to people, it's much easier to let friendship happen naturally. So I guess the whole point of this story is to tell you guys that you don't have to live up to others' expectations of you. You'll be much happier if you don't. Because the world thinks we're just going to be reincarnations of those before us. No more, no less. So if someone tells you you're going to be the next Bill Gates, tell them no, I'm going to be Caesar Hawkes. If someone tells you you're going to be the next Dr. House, tell them no, you're going to be Brandon Avila. Because we are much more than those before us. We are unique. We are individual. We have something to offer that the world doesn't have yet. We need to show the world that we're much more than our tweets and Instagram posts. We're much more than our awards and failures. Because these don't define us. Because in all honesty, now that we're graduating and moving on to the next chapter of our lives, it's our turn to change the world. It's our time to take over. But before world domination, I'd like to thank a few people first. First of all, I'd like to thank all of my teachers, coaches, directors, librarians, and any other mentors for always giving me life lessons that I will keep and cherish with me for the rest of my life. I would like to thank all of my friends, but especially my best friend Priscilla, for never placing any expectations on me and for always accepting me even when I was so painfully awkward. But most importantly, I want to thank my family. Anna and Akka, thank you for always helping me. I know I'm a pain, so thanks for always putting up with me and all of that. Amma and Appa, Apurul yar vayaka kerpinam, apurul me purul kanpa arivu. Thank you for showing me this, and just thank you for everything. So now, America's class of 2015, are you ready to show the world that we are more than those before us, more than what they think of us? Because I am. Because now we're ready to show the world who we really are. Because we are Trailblazers.
Thank you, Krishna. At this time, we will be announcing the Trailblazer Awards. Assistant principals, please join me on stage. Since the first graduating class, the Trailblazer Award has been given to seniors who have made their mark at America's high school. They display a Trailblazer's heart because they have a work ethic that keeps them reaching further, pushing harder, and finding excellence within themselves while still persevering. He or she is involved in various programs and, most importantly, is committed to making a difference in other people's lives and to their community. Students exemplify these characteristics are recognized with the honor of the Trailblazer Award. The faculty and staff has nominated and voted for the top 10 students as outstanding Trailblazers. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to recognize the following individuals who have earned the title of having a Trailblazer heart. This first young lady is such a kind and gentle soul. When you meet her for the first time, it is as if you have known her for years. She is quick to befriend anybody and everybody, and she comes into contact with. She does it with such great sense of genuineness and charisma. She maintains an extremely positive outlook on life, even in some of the most trying circumstances. Academically, she excels in her studies while participating in student leadership and sports. She is a well-rounded and confident young lady who isn't afraid to take on new interests or challenges. She is Miss Miranda Govea. Stand right there. You weren't supposed to hear that. The next person, he is an amazing young man that is talented and motivated. He participates in every opportunity to showcase his many talents. He has a positive attitude and uses that gift to uplift other students. He wants to impact the world and takes on social awareness campaigns, such as a day without shoes. He is a very talented artist in all aspects of the art, from vocal to dance to canvas to the art of caring. He is Mr. Brandon Soto. Our next Trailblazer recipient is ideal both inside and outside of school. She always represents us well in her academics and in her extracurricular activities. She is quiet and may come across as timid, but her beautiful mind's wheels are always turning as she plans her next attack in debate against her opponent, or as she's designing robots to change the world. Many of their underclassmates look to her as a leader and a role model, Ms. Krishna McSwan. Humility in a teenager is always a welcome characteristic. This Trailblazer came to the United States not knowing any English. He left his family and his home for opportunity to study in the United States. He quickly learned the English language and then added German as well. He is involved in various organizations. He plans to give back to his community so that others like him will be fortunate enough to have the same access to an education that he has experienced. He has earned the prestigious title of being called a Bill Gates Millennium Scholar, Mr. Daniel Moran. Our next student, she is impressive with her grades, yet more impressive with her work ethic, and consistently strives to excel in all that she does. She has a positive and loving attitude toward everything and everyone. Her teachers describe her as having a brightness in her smile and a kindness in the action that make her a jewel. She is hardworking and exemplifies integrity, kindness, and determination. She is Miss Karen Luna. To present to other classmates is one thing, but this student also provided staff development trainings for teachers. His goal is to be able to give back to the communities by creating a system to help those that struggle to pay for health care. He has educated so many younger students on the importance of college and the steps to get there, as he has led AVID to a new level. He has worked to create a legacy where all kids find a place at America's so that they feel that they have a second home with the family. An AVID family. Mr. Cesar Jaques. This next individual exemplifies perseverance as it has shown in achieving her goals regardless of any obstacles. She is a great example to all. She works hard and has accomplished much in spite of physical challenges. She has illustrated her commitment to Americas and her community with her involvement in several school programs and her participation in several community events. She is Miss Sabrina Braley. Often as adults, we find it difficult to discuss controversial issues. We may want to change the world, but we don't know where to begin. This young lady grabbed the bull by the horns and jumped into the arena of raising social awareness through the city as she leads El Paso Teen Advisory Board, an organization that focuses on educating teenagers on risky behaviors. Yet, she is also devoted to her studies and takes time to participate in many organizations, such as Destination Imagination and Leading Youth for Christ. She is Brianna Sanchez. This next trailblazer possesses important leadership qualities that have allowed him to lead by example through his numerous accomplishments as a student athlete. He has a tremendous work ethic, very positive attitude, respectful personality, and a calm disposition that gives him the ability to establish great relationships with his peers, teachers, and administrators. He has demonstrated self-discipline and self-motivation through his leadership skills, proactive, positive attitude, eagerness to succeed, and most importantly, to work tirelessly as a volunteer and exhibit to a desire to make a true difference in his community and school. Even with all of his accomplishments, he has the ability to stay humble. He is Cameron Laverty. Committed and dedicated would be used to describe this young lady. She has encountered various obstacles, yet has met each one head-on and grown stronger with each trial. She displays her abilities in soccer and her tenderness as she lifts up those around her, because it is evident that she cares for those around her and will make a difference in this world by random acts of kindness. She is Miss Jessica Quiroz. Please welcome to the podium our head counselor, Ms. Sylvia Cox, who will present our 2015 scholarships.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to announce the amount of scholarships awarded this year to students at America's High School. I am very proud to say that with courage, smarts, and plenty of heart, the graduates of America's High School achieved scholarship totals of $7,940,843. On behalf of the guidance counselors, congratulations to each and every one of you. We are very proud of you all. Your success is our reward. You are a credit to all of us.
So I think we should proceed with the moment that you've all been waiting for, yes? Mr. Guerra, would you please join me at the podium? Dr. Espinosa, members of school board, as principal of America's High School, I hereby certify that the students receiving diplomas have successfully completed the requirements for graduation prescribed by the Board of Trustees, the Socorro Independent School District, and the state of Texas, and are entitled to receive their diplomas. Class of 2015, please stand.
Dr. Espinosa, SISD Superintendent, Socorro SISD Board of Trustees, Superintendent's Cabinets, family, friends, visiting relatives, and guests. I hereby certify that the students before you have completed all America's High School, Socorro Independent School District, and the state of Texas requirements for graduation. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2015. You may be seated. And now I would like to welcome Ms. Lorena Alvarez and Ms. Irene Gardea as our readers, and we will present diplomas. School board members and Superintendent Dr. Espinosa, please join in the presentation of diplomas.
Karina Amanda Salazar.
Jonathan Ray Ramirez.
Alexis Segovia.
Carlos Alberto Chavira.
Celeste Eileen Acevedo.
Luz Elena Villa.
Jesús Ramón Burciaga.
César Jaques.
Daniel Eduardo Morán.
Sambhavi Makeswaran.
Martín Ávila Jr.
Priscilla Marin.
Isabella Ambreen Baker.
Abigail May McNally.
Rita Michaela Canava.
Juan Carlos Miranda.
Isabella Renee Caro.
Alma Carolina Munoz.
Andrea Lisbeth Castañeda.
Valerie Michelle Perez.
Adriana Chavez.
Christian Renee Puentes.
Jorge Luis Corella.
Eileen Rodriguez.
Carlos Alfonso Delgado.
Michael Abraham Rodella.
Valeria Delgado.
Marisol Rodriguez.
Christian Patrick Diaz.
Angel Lee Salazar.
Q. D'Angelo Drennan.
Jeremy Matthew Serrano.
Justin Christopher Esparza.
Stephanie Paige Taggart.
Amy Christina Espinola.
Joshua Levi Taylor.
Brianna Alexis Fernandez.
Ivan Andrew Torres.
Ezequiel Manuel Garcia.
Ivana Mirka Valdez.
Jesse Gonzalez.
Jamie Jude Valtierra.
Armando Antonio Gonzalez Foister.
Monica Vasquez.
Miranda Govea.
Chase Dylan Whitworth.
Diana Marianne Lares Garcia. Arturo Alejandro Acosta.
Luis Carlos Madrid.
Brenda Denise Acosta Flores.
Viridiana Maldonado.
Isabel Esperanza Acosta.
Gabriel Marquez Jr.
Jonathan Acosta.
Sarah Vi Marioni.
Adriana Renee Adame.
Eileen Erandi Martinez.
Alanis Luna Agüero.
Alondra Guadalupe Martinez.
Brianna Danae Aguilar.
Giovanni Martinez.
Irán Alfredo Aguilera.
Jacob Daniel Martinez.
Alexis Aguirre.
Carla Vanessa Martinez.
Harrison Akinton.
Kimberly Ann Martinez.
Carla Lisette Alanis.
Lisa Danielle Martinez.
Gilberto Alarcón.
Megan Michelle Martinez.
Brian Antonio Alcala.
Vianney Martinez Garcia.
Miguel Ángel Alderete.
Caitlin Mary Mashik.
Sophia Michelle Alexander.
Giannina Alejandra Mata.
Jasmine Almuina.
Lizette Mata.
Adrian Alvarez.
Alexis Melanie Mayorga.
Amy Stephanie Alvarez.
Jonathan Asgad Mayorga.
Joshua Alvarez.
Xavier Justin Alexander McConney.
Dante Amato.
Melvin Marcel McMillian.
Kevin Abraham Amezcua.
Mario Jesus Medina.
Maritza Jasmine Amor.
Amber Yvette Mejia.
Azalia Olivia Anchondo.
Carla Briseida Mejia.
Rosanna Denise Andrade.
Jonathan Michael Melendez.
Aaron Eduardo Apodaca.
Angel Ricardo Mena.
Jonathan Christian Ariola.
Lynette Janelle Mendez.
Brandon Avila.
Gaspar Arturo Mendoza.
Eduardo Avila.
Jacqueline Mendoza.
Ivan Manuel Avila.
Melanie Christine Mendoza.
David Aaron Baca.
Nayeli Mendoza Guerrero.
Lara Michelle Baca.
Ricardo Alan Mendoza.
Joseph Richard Varela.
Julian Ray Meraz.
Amy Cassandra Bailon.
Vincent Luke Mishka.
Ricardo Bailon.
Adrian Minjares Jr.
Maria Sahara Benitez.
Stephen Michael Miranda.
Nadia Dominique Bernal.
Marcos Molina.
David Joseph Blair.
Joshua Matthew Monares.
Andrew James Blow.
Crystal Monares.
Jesus Manuel Borjas Jr.
Diana Roxanne Montano.
Christian Alejandro Botello.
Ricardo Monterrosa.
Patrick Michael Boyd.
Alexa Daniela Montoya.
Sabrina Alexis Briley.
Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down.
Evelyn Monares.
Kyle William Bristow.
Jacqueline Morales.
Kiara Sabine Brito Vasquez.
Julie Ann Morales.
Robert Alexis Brown.
Mireya Michelle Morales.
Darian Ender Burciaga.
Oscar Moreno Jr.
Timothy Austin Berdan.
Alexis Dion Morgan.
Vanya Itchel Bustamante.
Catherine Lee Morgan.
JJ Anthony Camacho.
Leslie Denise Mota.
Alyssa Diane Campa.
Alexis Moya.
Marissa Michelle Campos.
Hector Carlos Navarro.
Millicent Campbell.
Victor Gabriel Navarro.
Sienna Monet Capellas.
Mindy Yvonne Neria.
Liliana Capetillo.
Eric Alejandro Nevarez.
Julio René Carmona.
Addie Julia Nunez.
Adriana Carrillo.
Rafael Ocasio.
Evelyn Carrillo.
Sofía Ochoa Solis.
April Castañeda.
Alyssa Janae Ortega.
Dante Orlando Ceja Arzaga.
Brian Ortiz.
Daniel Cervantes.
Jason Renee Ortiz.
Ruby Cervantes.
Leslie Marie Page.
Andrea Adriana Chacon.
Celeste Isabel Palacios.
Juan Carlos Chacon.
Trinae Ryane Parker.
Crystal Deaneira Chaides.
Miguel Angel Payan.
Vianney Chaides.
Rachel Elizabeth Pierce.
David Gabino Chapa.
Alina Renee Pedregon.
Ivan Chaparro Sainz.
Andrew Daniel Pedregon.
Sebastian Chaparro Trejo.
Bonnie Peña.
Darian Joseph Chapman.
Emilio Luis Peña.
Y Catherine Aide Chavez.
Caesar Anthony Purchase Jr.
Esmeralda Chavez.
Abraham Perez.
Carla Diana Chavez.
Alicia Hannah Peterson.
Obed Fernando Chavez.
Leslie Marlene Pina.
Paulina Graciela Chavez.
Andrea Pisania.
Uriel Chavez Reséndez.
Aaron Jacob Ponce.
Anthony Jacob Christofferson.
Jeanette Ponce.
Javier Aldair Cisneros.
Zeline Cruz Vicente Porras.
Taylor Shane Connolly.
Gianfranco Alessandro Portanova.
Sally Nayeli Contreras Holguín.
Alexis Natasha Portillo.
Michael Anthony Cordero.
Andy Portillo.
Carlos Coronado Silva.
Maureen Teresa Portillo Campa.
Dillery Isdel Corral Sepulveda.
John Paul Prieto Jr.,
Jasmine Lee Corral,
Jacqueline Quesada,
Natalia Corral,
Edgar Tristan Quintanilla,
Luis Javier Corralejo,
Jessica Veronica Quiros,
Megan Samantha Cortez,
Jennifer Eileen Quiros,
Hector Lorenzo Crosby,
Angel Ramirez,
Alec Raúl Cruz,
Areli Marie Ramirez,
Denise Cruz,
Daniel Ramirez Jr.,
Mark Kevin Cruz,
Jacob Anthony Ramirez,
Dominic Anthony Cuomo,
Luis Gerardo Ramirez,
Nicole Eilish Tarancu,
Savannah Raylene Ramirez,
Samantha Nicole Davalos,
Vanessa Marie Ramirez,
Paola de Arro,
Christian Ramos,
Servando de la Riva,
Gerardo Ramos,
Melanie Rose de Leon,
Guillermo Andrés Ramos,
Enrique de Santiago III,
María Fernanda Ramos,
Silvana de Santiago,
Valeria Ramos,
Yesenia Marisol del Río,
Brian Sánchez Rangel,
Javier Delgadillo,
Carl Jacob Reif,
Noelia Edith Delgado,
Cesar Alexis Reyes,
Samantha Delgado Herrera,
Cristina Angelica Reyes,
Stephanie Jasmine Diaz,
Roberto Reyes,
Eric Dominguez,
Samantha Ashley Reyes,
Jacqueline Estefania Dominguez,
Danielle Lynn Ritchie,
Grecia Dorado,
Alexis Nicole Rivera,
Angel Carlos Duran,
Nina Rocha,
Juan Luis Duran,
Laura Savannah Rodella,
Oscar Julian Encina,
Andrew Justin Rodriguez,
Melissa Enriquez,
Anissa Annette Rodriguez,
Pamela Enriquez,
Hugo Gaspar Rodriguez,
Brianna Esparza,
James Eric Rodriguez,
Robert Andrew Facio Jr.,
Lorena Rodriguez,
Felix Ryan Fajardo,
Marina Rodriguez,
Clarisa Idaliz Farias,
Victoria Maureen Rodriguez,
Frank Favela III,
Ricardo Romero,
Nadia Araceli Favela,
Ruben Alonso Ronquillo,
Manuel Fierro Guzman,
Moises Javier Rosales,
Leslie Yuki Fletes,
Ashley Denise Ruiz,
Jacqueline Flores,
Bo Patrick Ruiz,
Joshua Rene Flores,
David Ruiz,
Julian Flores,
Eric Ruiz Miramontes,
Rafael Agustín Flores,
Isaac Jason Ruiz,
Brianna Gallardo,
Ariana Rubalcaba,
Evelyn Gándara,
Cynthia Rubalcaba,
Aaron Alejandro Garcia,
Shayla Salais,
Francisco Javier Garcia,
Andrés Arturo Salazar,
Guadalupe Garcia Adame,
Mark Anthony Salazar,
Jonathan Isaiah Garcia,
Nisi Leticia Salazar,
Jonathan Garcia,
Alexis Francine Salazar Fernandez,
Joseph Christian Garcia,
Alexander Elias Salcido,
Carla Yvette Garcia,
Miguel Salgado,
Stefania Garcia,
Rodolfo Aaron Salmaron,
Amber Marie Garza,
Joshua Isaac Zambrano,
Ave Alondra Gaitan,
Alina Andrea Sanchez,
Angela Rose Gomez,
Ana Joanna Sanchez,
Denise Gomez,
Brianna Brisa Marie Sanchez,
Emiliano Anselmo Gomez,
Luis Angel Sanchez,
Erica Lisette Gomez,
Nicolas Ernesto Sanchez,
Jorge Ignacio Gomez.
Priscilla Sanchez.
Mystica Cheyenne Gomez.
Hansel Andres Sanchez Aparicio.
Savannah Nicole Gomez.
Cristina Ruby Santellanes.
Jose Daniel Gonzalez.
Alexis Nicole Silva.
Carlos Daniel Gonzalez.
Alexis Imari Smith.
David Eduardo Gonzalez.
Adrian Solis.
Eric Gonzalez.
Evelyn Solis.
Lydia Jasmine Gonzalez Machado.
Samantha Marie Soria.
Ricardo Gonzalez Sainz.
Brandon Michael Soto.
Leah Eva Green.
Ryan Michael Soto.
Juan Daniel Gell.
Roderick Lazare Etienne Solard.
Adriana Paola Gell Sandoval.
Brian Suarez.
Vanessa Isela Guevara.
Josue David Talavera.
Victoria Guevara.
Julian Aaron Tinajero.
Jose Guillen.
Vivian Josefina Torgeson.
Henry Gutierrez.
Frank Torres III.
Amy Yahaira Guzman.
Zachary Anthony Torres.
Stacy Ryan Hardy.
Joshua Ignacio Trevino.
Jacqueline Michelle Harper.
Isaac Joseph Tristan.
Cynthia Allison Hernandez.
Brandon Omar Urrutia Hurtado.
Eric Hernandez.
Marcus Malik Valdez.
Eric Hernandez.
Miriam Pamela Valdez.
Jacqueline Hernandez.
Stephanie Kristen Valdez.
Karina Hernandez.
Sofia Valencia Sanchez.
Leilani Marie Hernandez.
Jesus Santiago Valenciana.
Tristan Elias Hernandez.
Javier Andres Valenzuela.
Elijah Rene Hernando.
Carlos Ismael Vargas.
Mariana Hidalgo.
Alexis Nicole Vasquez.
Sabrina Pilar Hodge.
Diana Vasquez.
Angelica Holguín.
Julio Cesar Vasquez.
Stephanie Holguín Briceno.
Neda Yatsiri Vasquez.
Andrew Christian Ibarra.
Stephanie Vasquez.
Karime Scarlett Jacobo.
Isabella Maria Vasquez.
Emily Jeanette Jimenez.
Jason Efren Veloz.
Jasmine Juarez.
Persephone Lluvia Ventura.
Jesus Manuel Jurado Jr.
Yaire Moises Vera.
Amanda Lara.
Adrian Alonso Vergara.
Salvador Lara.
Vanessa Lucia Vilches.
Kiran Amir Large.
Jose Isaac Villanueva.
Matthew David Larson.
Jacob Alexander Vitela.
Cameron Albert Laverty.
Nala Lene Waters.
Hannah Rose Leggy.
Jalen Rain Wiley.
Jorge Emilio Licon.
Savannah G. Williams.
Natalie Yadira Licon.
Carolina Yapor.
Sydney Marie Ligon.
Daniel Adrian Zamora.
Michelle Yael Lira.
Isais Joan Zamudio.
Eileen Diane Loy.
Idali Zavala.
Jasmine Ray Loya.
Salvador Ivan Zavala.
Jorge Luis Loya Soto.
Raúl Ismael Zazueta Sierra.
Kendra Monique Lujan.
Samuel Ramón Zermeno.
Marcos Saúl Lujan.
Arturo Zúñiga.
Yvonne Nicole Lujan.
Karen Luna.
Abigail Christine Macias.
Efren Tino Macias.
Victoria Renee Macias.
Class of 2015, please stand. At this time, you may move your tassel from the right side to the left side, signifying that you are now graduates of America's High School. Congratulations to America's High School class of 2015. Always remember, education is the key to your future and blaze the trail to new heights. We ask that the audience please remain seated as the graduates complete the recessional and exit into the stands. The faculty and staff of America's High School would like to thank you for your cooperation and your attendance at today's ceremony. Have a safe and wonderful evening.